What if I told you, most men are getting it completely wrong when it comes to relationships? What if I told you that just a handful of principles, timeless, grounded, and brutally honest, could save you years of pain, and unlock the kind of respect and power you've been chasing all along? In this video, I'm breaking down 9 unshakable rules from Stoic philosophy, rules that every smart man should live by when dealing with women. These aren't feel-good slogans. They're raw, clear-eyed truths. The kind that most men never hear, but desperately need to. Master these, and you won't just change the way women respond to you. You'll change the way you carry yourself in every part of your life. Right now, relationships feel more confusing than ever. Between dating apps, Instagram illusions, and sky-high expectations, love has become a performance, not a connection. But here's the truth. As a man, it's on you to navigate this maze. You've got to guard your energy, protect your peace, and stay grounded in a world that couldn't care less about your emotional well-being. That's where Stoicism comes in. It lays down a code, a set of time-tested rules that have helped men stay calm, clear, and in control for thousands of years. These aren't just rules for dating. They're rules for life. So if you're done with the games, done with the drama, and done being the one who always ends up drained, then lean in. Because what you're about to hear, it just might flip your entire mindset. Let's dive in. Number 1, protect your past. Don't spill your entire life story the moment someone shows interest. In a world where oversharing is the norm, keeping your past close to the chest might feel unnatural, but it's essential. When you meet a woman, especially if you're looking for something real, you need to be intentional about what you share. Why? Because not everything from your past deserves a seat at the table. Some things are better kept where they belong, behind you. Let's be honest, that one messy breakup you casually bring up? It might feel harmless in the moment, but give it time. In the heat of an argument, that same story can be thrown back at you like a dart. Now she's not just mad, she's got ammo. The same thing happens with old family trauma, money struggles, or failures you've already worked through. These details can be twisted, misunderstood, or even used to test your emotional weak spots. Stoicism doesn't ask you to lie. It asks you to be strategic. You're not withholding your story out of guilt, you're guarding it out of wisdom. There's a big difference between being honest and being an open book to someone who hasn't earned the right to read your pages. In the early stages of any relationship, less is more. Share what's relevant. Speak with honesty, but don't surrender your entire history. Your past isn't a free gift, it's a privilege reserved for those who've shown loyalty, patience, and care. So next time you're sitting across from someone new, skip the trauma dump. Focus on your present. Talk about who you're becoming, not just who you've been. Let her see the strength in your silence. Because mystery, when rooted in confidence, not fear, is one of the most powerful things a man can carry. If this message speaks to you, consider supporting this channel by liking and subscribing. It allows us to reach more men who are silently carrying wounds the world tells them to ignore. Number 2, confront the fear of solitude. Let's be honest, most men today aren't just afraid of loneliness, they're haunted by it. And that silent fear? It's why so many end up trapped in relationships that eat away at their peace, pride, and potential. But Stoicism teaches something radically different. Real strength begins when you learn to stand alone. If you can't find comfort in your own presence, you'll never have the clarity to choose someone who truly deserves to stand beside you. Everywhere you turn, society pushes the message, you need to be with someone. Stay single for too long and people start asking questions, casting doubts. But here's the hard reality. Being alone and grounded is 100 times better than being stuck with someone who drains your spirit. Think about how many people you know who stay in toxic, joyless relationships. Not because of love, but because the thought of being alone terrifies them. They endure insults, walk on eggshells, shrink themselves just to avoid silence. That's not strength. That's survival. A wise man doesn't fear his own company. He embraces it. Start doing things that build your self-connection. Take yourself out to dinner. Go on a solo trip. Sit with your thoughts without distraction. Read books that shape your mind. When you stop avoiding your own reflection, you begin to see your true worth. And once you stop fearing solitude, You stop entertaining people who don't deserve access to you. Here's the shift. When you no longer need someone to fill the emptiness, you stop attracting chaos. You become whole on your own. And from that wholeness, you'll recognize a woman who adds peace, not one who replaces your loneliness with drama. Ask yourself this: if it all ended today, would I still be okay? If that question makes you nervous, it's time to do the work. Because your happiness, your peace, your identity should never be borrowed from someone else. It should be built within you. Number 3, guard your time like your life depends on it. Because honestly, it does. Time is the most precious resource you've got, and once it's gone, there's no getting it back. Yet too many men keep handing it out like it's unlimited, wasting hours on people who aren't worth 5 minutes of their presence. Think about it. How many conversations have you dragged on with women who clearly weren't serious? How many late-night texts, one-sided efforts, and canceled plans have you tolerated, all in the hope that maybe, just maybe, it would turn into something real? You rearranged your schedule, delayed your goals, made room in your life for someone who never truly planned on staying. And for what? Here's the truth: if she doesn't value your time, she doesn't value you. Period. Stoic philosophy reminds us, your time is one of the few things you do have control over. But you've got to be deliberate. Once that hour's gone, you can't earn it back. That's why a man who respects himself is ruthless with his time. So stop chasing people who are lukewarm. Stop making space for people who cancel last minute, breadcrumb you with mixed signals, or show up only when it's convenient for them. That's not interest, that's disrespect dressed as indecision. From now on, treat your time like currency. I value currency. If someone wouldn't invest the same in you, don't offer them a second more. And don't just wait for others to figure it out. Set boundaries. Make it clear, your time is reserved for growth, purpose, and people who genuinely matter. If she isn't bringing clarity, commitment, or contribution into your life, she's costing you. And that's a price you should never keep paying. Because a man who knows the value of his time never wastes it trying to convince someone of his worth. Number 4, celebrate your little achievements. In a world where everyone's chasing applause, most men forget one simple truth: you don't need an audience to validate your success. You hit a new milestone, landed that race, crushed a personal goal. And what's the first thing you do? You look over your shoulder, hoping she notices, hoping she claps. But here's the problem: when your pride depends on her reaction, you're no longer the man in charge of your happiness. Let that sink in. Every time you wait for someone else to celebrate your progress, you give them silent permission to control your confidence. And when they don't respond the way you hoped, you start to question your worth. That's not strength. That's emotional outsourcing. Here's what Stoicism teaches: your victories belong to you first. Feel them. Own them. Celebrate them. You don't need a girlfriend, a crowd, or a comment section to confirm what you already know. You did the work. Whether it's a big win or a quiet step forward, take the time to reward yourself. Reflect. Smile. Treat yourself. Make it personal, because it is. You earned that moment. No one else needs to sign off on it. And let's be real, if a woman isn't acknowledging your growth, or worse, pretending like it doesn't matter, that's not love. That's ego dressed as partnership. A real one lifts you up when you rise, not stays silent when you shine. But even if she doesn't, you still celebrate. Because the man who waits for applause will always feel empty when the room goes quiet. Your success speaks loud enough. Make sure you're listening. Number 5, protect your peace at all costs. In a world that moves too fast and asks too much, your mental health isn't just important, it's everything. And yet, far too many men trade their peace of mind just to keep a relationship afloat. They stay in chaos, tolerate emotional roller coasters, absorb toxic energy, all in the name of love. But here's the hard truth: your sanity is not a sacrifice you should ever make for anyone. The moment your mental health starts to slip, everything else begins to crumble: your drive, your relationships, your purpose. No romantic connection is worth watching yourself unravel from the inside out. Stoicism teaches us something powerful: guard your inner world like your life depends on it. Because it does. If a woman is constantly bringing conflict, confusion, or emotional volatility into your space, you have one job: walk away. You're not her therapist. You're not her emotional punching bag. And you're definitely not required to carry her chaos on your back. Set boundaries like your mind depends on them, because it does. If someone's presence brings more stress than strength, you owe it to yourself to speak up. And if nothing changes, you leave. Here's the gut check. Staying in a toxic relationship is like drinking poison in small doses. It won't kill you instantly, but it will erode your soul piece by piece. Your confidence fades. Your self-worth takes a hit. And before long, you forget who you were before the storm. Don't let it get that far. Build a life that nourishes your mind. Practice stillness. Handle stress with intention. And surround yourself with people who pour peace, not pressure, into your world. Your mental clarity is your anchor. And no one, no matter how beautiful or charming, should ever be allowed to pull you from it. Number 6, don't lose yourself to love. One of the most common traps men fall into in relationships is subtle, but devastating. You meet someone. Things start off great. Then, slowly, you begin to shrink yourself just to keep her satisfied. The music you loved fades out. The hobbies you once cherished? Gone. You bite your tongue more. Dress differently. Walk on eggshells. And you call it love. But here's the raw truth. Every time you silence your voice to keep someone else comfortable, you chip away at the man you were meant to be. Stoicism doesn't tell you to be rigid, it tells you to be real. When you abandon your values and reshape yourself for approval, you're not being noble. You're betraying yourself. And in time, that will destroy you from the inside out. Worse, she'll feel it. Because no woman truly respects a man who can't stand in his truth. Think about it. How often have you watched a guy transform into someone unrecognizable once he gets into a relationship? Suddenly he's nodding along to opinions he disagrees with, laughing at jokes that don't land, saying yes to everything just to keep the mood light. But here's the catch, that kind of man doesn't inspire love. He inspires boredom, or pity, or quiet contempt. Let me give it to you straight, if you love gaming, sports, working out, hiking, reading, whatever it is, own it. If she rolls her eyes or calls it a waste of time and you cave, you're not just giving something up. You're handing over your backbone. That's the moment you lose. Not her respect. Your own. So start saying no. Speak your truth. You don't need to echo her opinions. You don't have to mirror her likes. You're allowed to be different, and you're stronger for it. A real man doesn't blend into someone else's identity. He holds his own. And when you do that, you don't just gain her respect, you keep yours intact. Number 7. Never abandon your goals. This one hits a lot of men where it hurts. You meet someone incredible. She's smart. She's beautiful. And before you even realize it, you start bending your life to fit hers. You skip workouts. You put off that side hustle. You play it safe at work, all because it doesn't match her vision for you. That's where you lose yourself. Here's the truth. Your path in life is yours alone. Stoicism teaches that your mission, your purpose, is sacred. It's not something you put on pause for love. It's not something you rewrite to make someone else feel more comfortable. You have goals etched into your soul. Dreams that came to you for a reason. And the moment you start ignoring them to keep someone else happy, that's the moment you start fading into a version of yourself you won't even recognize later. Let me make it plain. You've always wanted to build something of your own, a business, a brand, a legacy. But the woman you're dating says it's risky. She prefers the steady paycheck. So you stay put. You let fear dressed as love talk you out of the life you could have created. Years go by. The fire dims. And one day you wake up wondering what could have been. That's not just a tragedy, it's a waste of a life that was meant to mean more. Stick to your path. If she's not walking beside you, cheering you on, pushing you forward, then she's not your person. The right partner doesn't block your growth. She fuels it. Stop waiting for permission. Stop shrinking your dreams to fit inside someone else's comfort zone. If you're trading your future for temporary peace in the present, you're not in love, you're in limbo. And limbo is where dreams go to die. Number 8, prioritize your relationships. With friends and family. Here's a trap too many men fall into. Meet a woman, fall head over heels, and suddenly the rest of your life fades into the background. Your boys barely hear from you. Your mom's texts go unanswered. Your weekends shift from family dinners to endless couple time. And before you know it, your world revolves around one person. That's a dangerous place to be. Because when things go wrong, and let's be real, relationships don't always last, you'll look around and realize there's no one left in your corner. No support system. No fallback. Just silence. Your friends and family? They're not background noise. They're your foundation. They've been there before she showed up, and if things ever fall apart, they'll be the ones helping you piece it all back together. When you start ignoring that foundation, you're cutting off your own roots. I've seen it too many times. A guy gets into a relationship and vanishes. No more game nights. No more family check-ins. He cancels, flakes, and fades until the relationship crashes. And now, he's alone, confused, and reaching for support he already pushed away. Don't be that guy. Keep your social circle alive. Make the call. Show up to the barbecue. Plan the night out with the crew. A real woman won't see that as neglect. She'll respect it. She'll know she's with a man who's not needy, not clingy, not orbiting around her 24/7. And here's the part no one talks about. Women are more drawn to men who have their own lives. It signals independence, strength, emotional maturity. It tells her, I want you in my life, but I don't need you to be my entire life. So don't let your world shrink. Keep it wide. Keep it balanced. That's not just how you stay grounded, that's how you stay attractive. Number 9, don't lose yourself in obsession. If there's one rule that trumps them all, it's this. Never hand your entire world over to one woman. I don't care how stunning she is, how kind, brilliant, or special she might seem. The moment you become obsessed, you hand her the keys to your identity. And once that happens, it's no longer love, it's imbalance. Obsession strips you of power. It clouds your judgment. You stop thinking straight. You overanalyze every word she says. You start walking on emotional eggshells, terrified of doing something wrong. You check your phone every 5 minutes. You wait on replies like they define your worth. That's not attraction. That's anxiety in disguise. And make no mistake, women can feel it. Obsession isn't endearing. It's heavy. It's suffocating. It screams neediness. And it kills respect faster than anything else. Here's the trap. When you center your life around her, everything else begins to fade. Your friendships, your goals, your purpose. Suddenly, your identity becomes tied to how she feels about you on any given day. That's not love. That's losing yourself for a fantasy. Now imagine this. You meet someone and within weeks she's all you think about. You start skipping gym sessions, ghosting your friends, delaying projects, all to be available for her. Then one day she pulls back. And you panic because without her, your world feels empty. That's not connection. That's dependence. Stoic wisdom reminds us, you are the anchor of your life, not her. No matter how amazing she is, she's a chapter in your story, not the whole book. Stop idolizing women. She's not royalty and you're not her subject. You're two people, side by side, not one above the other. The moment you catch yourself spiraling, press pause. Recalibrate. Get back to your goals. Reconnect with your inner compass. Your confidence. Your independence. Your emotional discipline. That's what makes you magnetic. Don't throw it all away chasing someone who was never meant to complete you. Because real attraction isn't born from obsession. It's born from self-respect. Let's bring it all home. Relationships aren't always easy, but if you live by these 9 Stoic principles, you'll protect your peace, preserve your dignity, and attract deeper, healthier connections with the right people. At the end of the day, you are the asset. You've got purpose, vision, a life that deserves to be lived on your terms. No relationship, no matter how tempting, is worth trading that away. Stay grounded. Guard your time like it matters, because it does. Protect your energy. Nurture your mental clarity. And never let your identity disappear in someone else's shadow. If you lean into these Stoic truths, your relationships will change, but more importantly, you will change. You'll stop settling. You'll stop chasing. You'll start leading. If this message hit home, If it challenged you, woke you up, or gave you that internal nudge you didn't know you needed, hit subscribe. I make these videos for men like you who are tired of the noise and ready for real guidance. Like the video, share it with a brother who needs to hear this, and drop a comment. I want to hear what resonated most with you. Because the truth is, this kind of advice, most men don't get it. So if it sparked something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Let's keep building. Let's keep growing. And most of all, let's keep showing up.